Hi friends, it's Allison. Welcome back to AJ's Inspired Life. I'm going to be doing some work in my creative daily journal. Thought I'd bring you along. I did have a movie on or something in the background and decided I was just going to putz around in my journal a little bit, and so I didn't turn on the camera. I didn't feel like, talking myself through it, I guess. And so I just decided to turn on the camera. I get mixed reviews. I know a lot of you like the real time, um, you know, as I babble, as I babble to myself. So it's for whoever wants a voiceover, I guess, today. But just putting some color down. This is September days. We are still in September. It's been a bit since I was able to sit down and record an extra voiceover. So um, as you can see, it's the 23rd of September. It is currently now the second week of October as I record this. My current journals, no, my current videos, if you've been watching, I have a little bit of a cold. And so that's the seductiveness you hear in my voice. So, but I figured it's here in my phone. I might as well get it down and record it for you guys. So just trying to use up stuff. You see the old reflection crayons there, those watercolor crayons. And so I still enjoy putting those down. The page is still a little wet. Okay, this day was like shopping. Oh, I know what it was. Okay, thrift store, and then lunch with friends, and then errands. So this is the day I did film the haul for you guys. That is one of those sarcasm cards that I picked up. You guys, I am dying. I freaking love them. They are so hilarious. And so that one's obviously about shopping, and I thought, that's perfect for today. And so, yeah, the tape's having a little bit of a hard time sticking. The paper's still a little bit wet. So you're going to see me fuss with that for a little bit. And we're just going to have to wait it out, I think. I'm doing what I always do, and I put down some clear tape first before I put washi or something over it. And sometimes I don't even washi over it, but that clear tape allows it to stick if your page isn't wet. So lesson of the day, dry your paper. So we'll just leave it for a little bit. On the right-hand side, I put a bank envelope, if you will. I had to go to the bank. Well, I had to go to two banks. And so I just went ahead and tipped that in. I'm going to put my receipts from the day in there. And then just adding some like bold lines to journal on behind that journal card. So there is a Chipotle bag, and that is important because one, I got to meet my friend, and she invited me and two other ladies that I didn't know to lunch, just to kind of like meet and greet. She thought yeah, we would be a good circle together, I guess. I don't know, like kind of get to know each other. And so that was fun. But the big news is that the Chipotle just opened in our town, which is all the hubbub. So I don't know. Yes, I'm a Chipotle girl. I'm from California. So if you're not going to have good Mexican food, you might as well have Chipotle and make it at least kind of fresher than whatever else. I don't know. So there is a quote from just a screenshot that I take, and I just printed it out on my Sprocket like I normally do. And so, see, I'm still messing with that paper because it's just not dry yet. I think it helps if I rub it a little bit somehow. That makes it drier. I don't know what I'm doing. See that? You can tell that paper's it's just not really sticking yet. So there are my receipts. So I kept the thrift store receipts from the day. I also went and got gas. And so I'm looking through my printables now from Pam to find the little gas one because I know she has a gas one. So obviously when I go through them, you always find a couple other things to pull out. So pulled another one or two things out. But there's a little gas thing, and I just think I think it's kind of cool to document. I know I've said it before, but again, if you're new here, if you're new here, welcome. I'm super glad you're here. for those of you that are not new here, I know I've talked about it before, but that is one of the things that I think, if someone's going to read this in the future, if I remember when, baby books, right? Baby books, when we used to fill them out on the day you used to read the newspaper, you could pull up in the newspaper. I'm sure you could do it on the computer now. It would give you the price of everything for the day that like your baby was born. So it was like a loaf of bread cost this much, and a postage stamp cost this much, and a gallon of gas. And so those things I think are actually really interesting and really do document time. I certainly remember the price of gas. Like in 1977, I remember that because there was a huge gas shortage and all sorts of stuff going on. And anyway, I just think that's like a note in time. It's an actual mark on a timeline, right? And so I just think it's interesting. We'll see how much gas is in 5, 10, 20 years whenever someone else maybe reads this journal. So here I am just picking out some letters, and I'm going to write. So that envelope, the way it flaps, like, is not how I would normally flap it, right? Because it actually turns down onto the page. And then I tucked those receipts inside, and I was like, no one's really going to know they're in there. So I decided that I'm going to tell them that they're in there. I'm going to spell out the word receipts. And this is just like a really old font stickers that I'm just trying to use up. And so wanting to put that there, I just space them out on the ruler, obviously, first, so you can, make sure they fit or whatnot. So I'm going to go, did you see me spill my M&Ms, you guys? I'm going to go ahead and add the letters onto the little paper there. And then I'm going to, I think, spell out another word on the top. So you just kind of, yeah, it doesn't come out very straight for me, but that's okay. So see how the envelope like flips up and then it'll flip down. So then I'm like, because I think people need help. I don't even know. And maybe I'm just going to add another word because I'm trying to use up stuff too. So I'm just going to put like flip at the top. So then people know it's interactive. I act like people, like my journals are out for display and people play with them all day. No one reads my journals. They're up on a shelf. It's for me. It's for future me when I don't remember that it's a flip. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that receipt there, I think, and glue that one in just for the gas. And then the other ones I'm going to pop into that little envelope. I think I already did it, actually. I think they're inside, but wasn't sure if I'd have room or whatnot on the page. So, and again, I know with a thermal paper that like that's not going to be there forever, right? The numbers on it. One day it'll just be blank, and that's okay. That's okay. I think I know even some of my older journals, they're just blank now. So it's not like 20 or 25 years from now. It's like, I don't even know, a year, maybe 2. Probably some of it will go away. So I think if you really like I popped that one in there. I thought I was going to leave it on the page. I think if you really like the receipts, you can laminate them, I think. I'm not too sure. So I'm just playing catch up. So I'm looking for kind of like the next place that needs my attention. There's the front calendar. I'm trying to think of other stickers to put on there because I freaking love that thing so much when I see it in other people's journals. And then I look at mine and I'm like, So, but one of you sweet friends, I think it was Cynthia, when you guys watched me set it up, you said, you sent me a message like, don't forget to put 22 on your calendar. Because I ran out of the number. I lost the number, something, I don't know. And so there I went back and did it. So thank you so much. You guys catch everything. And I'm just so grateful for you. This last month when I made the October journaling, I totally misnumbered it. So yeah, good times. Good times. So this is a day on the right-hand side. It has a piece of ledger paper that says a thrift store find, I think. And that was in Happy Mail from Sweet Carrie. So um, I'm leaving the sticky on there. I think that is completely amazing. The crazy part is I just found when I did that like 2 hauls ago, you guys, there's the paper. See the one with that one with all the holes on one edge? That is the same paper that Carrie has that she gave me. Look at all that dyed paper, you guys. It turned out freaking amazing. I love it. Um, that's another sheet that Carrie gave me, and I'm not willing to use it. See, it goes back in the hoard pile. What I'd like to do is put a big piece of coffee paper in here because on that day I spent a lot of time dyeing paper. And so I just wanted to basically use a whole page and just cover it up. So we're going to do that. And I just have to decide, am I going to make straight edges or ripped edges? Because it needs to be adjusted. So, and that's classic Elmer's glue for you. That ironically doesn't really get too jumbled and not working right. That little brush is the makeup brush from the Dollar Tree. I know many of you have it. I mean, I got the idea from you. So sometimes for that really wet glue, it's kind of nice. So I'm just going to put that down. I'm not actually going to finish journaling this page, I don't think. So I think that the normal stage of development of this, I don't know, my journal pages is definitely glue down stuff first, as you guys often see me do. That just helps remind me what happened on the day and what I want to journal about. And so if I can get some of those things down, then that's a good place for me to come back and do it later. So then I normally come back and do some journaling, and then I probably add some finishing embellishments and definitely like doodles or markers or, some little touch-up stuff. That cut up coffee word is from a magazine, which I absolutely love. I thought it was super cool. So I put it on that page, and then I'm going to look through my vinyl stickers because I have a pack of coffee stickers. And so there's got to be something in there that fits, right? It's also a work day. So I chose a mental health sticker kind of for the day to remind me that's what happened that day. And on those long work days, that's kind of really all that normally happens, to be honest. So I can't remember what I've done on this page now. Obviously, the journal's done, but I think I went back and added kind of a bigger piece of ephemera because I don't need 2 giant pages to document a day where I did like 2 things, like go to work. What do I not put in my journal? I think I could be better about like quotes from the day. I deliberately don't journal about my work day in here. So, I mean, every once in a while there's been like a quote that I'll bring home or something, but I don't really journal anything specific about my work day in here, and I do that intentionally. But I could put more like, I don't remember what I ate that day. I obviously could document that, There's obviously things to document. The other thing I don't do very often, and in the true Hobonichi, and definitely the Fobonichi when we first started, we would document the weather every single day. There was like a box for weather. And I don't tend to do that. I tend to document kind of the extremes, like pouring and sleet or whatever, or after all the pouring and sleet, like the season when we start to have the sun. It's like I document those days. And then after summer, we are having like a spectacular fall here in Washington. It is gorgeous. It's still nice and warm outside. It's crisp and warm. It's cooler in the mornings, which is nice. I mean, it's gorgeous right now. So I guess I could document a little bit more about that. And then it will be cold and dark. And I tend not to document, every day that it's cold and dark. So we'll see. That's something more I could add. I mean, definitely food, conversations. Um, I'm trying to think. I do sometimes fill out those currently lists. I know oftentimes those are on like Patreons. Like, what are you watching, reading, listening to? I don't know. I think I change a lot. I think sometimes I don't finish a book for like 4 months because I'm reading 4 books or more. So like it would be the same for every month. Sometimes I start a book and leave it and come back to it later. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. So, I mean, I guess that's all that to say. Um, you could use your pages. I could use my pages for more of like journal prompts. I know we've done that in the past too. Like there was a question of the day or a question of the week. And, so, and it's okay to leave a page blank or not completely filled in, right? So never feel pressure to like not journal because you have not enough going on, I guess. I don't know. You could add artwork in. You could, excuse me, here comes my cough. Certainly if you have kids, if you have kids at home, the fodder is unbelievable, right? It like takes over your house. Sometimes you're like, oh, another picture of a frog. But those are priceless pieces of art. And like, I wish I would have journaled all the time when my kids were little, because so much of that would have made it into the journal. I think those are fabulous. And because, you know, prior to 9, they have such an imagination of make believe and magical things that anything, literally anything's possible. And I just love that. So that is definitely the artwork that I would choose to put, in these daily memory journals, if I were to have it now. So yeah, I don't know. I think price tags from things are fun. I put almost anything in my journal. I also put, if you guys haven't seen it, I mean, I'm not doing it right here, but yeah, see, I'm kind of messing around with the journal. So I'm coming to the end of my energy here, as you know. Like, I kind of hit a blob, and then it's like, oh, do I start a whole new page? What do I do? And so this is kind of where I'm like, what do I want to do? But shoot, what was I going to say? Oh, the other thing I put in my journal quite frequently is a piece of packaging from a food. So that is definitely something. I mean, almost every fresh product you have has little. Speaking of food, there's the M&Ms. Fresh fruit has like a little sticker on it, like a banana sticker. Those are fun to put in journals. Obviously, if you eat something that's packaged, it has a packaging like M&Ms. They're super unhealthy, but look how cute that guy is. He's going in my journal. I often cut up a piece of a box or a package. Literally, like I can think of plastic packaging like that has shredded cheese, which I know is not healthy, but it's just so dang easy sometimes. I take that strip right off the top of that and cut it into a little thing and make a little ribbon or a strip. Absolutely. So I just think that finding things in your day to document is fun. And then you have that little memory. It's like, oh, we opened a new thing of laundry detergent today. Here's the little tab off the dry cleaner sheets or whatever it is. So, in just thinking about what you could include in your day. This is me. I'm literally futzing around at this point. So, this is what happens at nighttime when my brain kind of goes on tilt and I just kind of can't quite decide what I want to be doing. So basically, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what else I want on this page. I know again, it's the end of the day. My brain is tired and not much more is going to be happening, but I still feel like I want to fiddle around a little bit. I found a piece of coffee dyed bias tape, I believe, to add to that paper. And that's what I'm talking about, like with the cheese, like with the packaging or whatever, just taking a strip and folding it in half like that to make a like a little flag tab. On this page in particular, it's just a matter of like, I'm trying to fit it where it doesn't kind of jack up the page behind it. But just a little extra. I love it when things are hanging out of my journal and whatnot. I think it just adds so much yumminess to it. So next, I have decided that it is like Sunday. Oh, and I'm trying to add some other ephemera that I have. I'm looking in my drawer as I went to get a picture. Some of the ephemeras there, and I was like, oh, do I add that? And I may or may not come back and add that. I'm not too sure, but so I start going through my pictures because I'm like, I might as well use up these silly pictures that double printed, right? So there's an old picture of my boy, not old, but like last year. And then there's an old fall leaf picture, which is stunning. I was out for a walk and look at the color of that leaf, you guys. It is stunning. So even though it wasn't actually on this day, I am going to put it on for this year. Now, it's also on last year's journal, so don't panic. It's okay. But it was the first day of fall on the 22nd. And so I just thought it went really well with the red and the orange and the gold and just all the yumminess. So now I'm looking through my little scrappy tapes that I've made and trying to figure out which ones I want for this page. And not really knowing what I have in mind actually, but just kind of seeing what I have. And again, I have some pretty significant real estate that I can use up on this page. And so the looking through things begins, and just kind of trying to decide what would look good. So I think I'm going to choose a couple for one page and then maybe one for this right-hand side page. I like that one in the upper right-hand corner, that bright yellow kind of matches that note behind it, or that note at the bottom. So I think that's it. So I think that's kind of where this one ends. I'm going to close up my journal. I appreciate you joining me, and I hope you find something today that inspires you. Take care. Bye.